Hey guys, BigMan66 here. I gave you kind of like a Create-A-Class review, also a little tips and tricks on how to do better with a certain class loadout and what to really use and what I use and what I have success with. So let me just jump into it. I don't really name my classes or anything, and I just kind of memorize them pretty much. But here on my first class, and the classes are not in any order like what I use from most to least. They're just kind of I just have them there. So here, RPK with extended mags, a really solid light machine gun, and you get 80 bullets. And pretty much this is not a gun that I want to be silent with. I'm not going to be moving that much, so I'm not going to be using Ghost. Pretty much why I use Ghost is to be moving a lot. I like to move a lot with Ghost, and it's a really good thing to have when you're trying to move a lot. So with Hardline, I'm going to be more stay put. I'm going to be using Hardline. I'm going to be using RPK. And since I'm going to run out of bullets most likely with the gun, I have a pistol that will at least help me out a little bit. And also, since I'm going to be staying put a little bit more, I'm using a Claymore, but that's not always the case because sometimes I do move around with this class, but usually it's in very small movements. I move to like point A to point B, and I sit at point B for a little while, check things out, because I can't move fast with the RPK. So sometimes, like in the beginning of the match, I will pull out the pistol because you run faster, I get to my spot faster, and then I pull out the RPK. I also use in Hardline because it increases my chances of getting that Blackbird. There's been many instances where I have a 7 kill streak and can't get that Blackbird. I die at 7. So here, Hardline allows me to get that 7 kill streak. Boom, a Blackbird. Kill, 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 dogs. Boom, there we go. So, anyways, next class. When I do snipe, which is not often, I'm using the L96 with variable zoom and dual pythons. Pretty much, it's simple. Sniper rifle for long and medium range, dual pythons for close range, using C4, Semtex, flashbang. I'm going to be moving around a little bit with this class. I'm not going to be staying put too often. Using Scavenger Pro to get a lot of grenades and flashbangs, because that's what you're going to need, those flashbangs and grenades for going into buildings, and especially when you're using the dual pythons, you're going to need that stuff. Sleight of Hand Pro, pretty much Sleight of Hand Pro is solely for the pythons. This class revolves around those pythons a lot. Same thing for Marathon. I don't have Marathon Pro yet because I really don't want to capture the flag. And since I don't play in a team, I haven't had the chance to play at capture the flag and just capture 15 flags real quick and get Marathon Pro. So I just avoid this situation. I guess use Marathon. It helps me out a little bit. So here we go. This is my Spaz 12 class. I have huge success with it, and I wouldn't recommend any other way of doing it, except for maybe switching out Ghost Pro with Hardline Pro, or Hardline and Hacker with Marathon, and Sleight of Hand with Steady Aim. Those are the only, it's like these perks are the only perks I'll be using with the shotgun. Spaz 12 silence, put that silencer on it, you're going to need it. Dual pythons just for instances where maybe I just need to pull them out. I really don't find myself needing to pull them out, but for the rare case of the Spaz 12 running out of bullets, I still could play almost a similar way with those dual pythons, and it helps out a little bit. I'm also using that C4 because I'm going to be moving around a lot, and I think C4 is a little bit better because it's like it gives me extra grenades, kind of, and they're really good for throwing into buildings. Here's my team deathmatch class, or kind of a class where I'm playing against a bunch of guys that are pretty decent in the game, and I really need to try as hard as I possibly can with this class. And my Galil Silence with dual pythons, C4, same pretty much perks as it kind of runs throughout from here on out. Pretty much the same perk setup. This is my go-to class for most of my games, and pretty much this is what I use most of the time, especially recently. This is why I've been having success with, especially after they patched the FAMAS a little bit, so it has a little bit more recoil, and it's just not as good as a gun. It's still a very solid gun, but it's just not as good anymore. So Galil's pretty much been my gun lately. Here, this is my kind of like my domination class. Using Galil Dual Max, a ton of bullets. China Lake for defense occasions. Semtex, Flashman, C4, and then Hardline. Just kind of like my RPK class. It's kind of be more stay put kind of trying to hold off an area for domination and just playing the objective pretty well for defensive type. Here is G11 class. This is good for long range fights like WMD, Crisis, and Jungle. This is where I'll probably use. I use this gun mainly. I think it's just a solid gun, and it works really well in a lot of different situations. Also, it's got a lot of bullets in it, and it's got a good hip fire, so I can use a China Leg 2 efficiently, and I use that Claymore, because this class, I'll be honest with you, I do stay put almost the whole entire game with this class, because I go into what I do is, like, say in a map called Crisis, I go up, into like an area where I can see around a lot of the map, and I try to get in those types of areas. Or like in WMD, I go in the middle building, I can see all around. So this G11, it gives me a lot of it gives me a lot of different options, kind of. So anyways, next class, M16 with the Master Key. I'll tell you what, this is a good gun to use Master Key for the fact that M16 is known for its long range ability, but close range ability, it's not that good. The hip fire isn't great on it, and the Master Key just takes that variable out. And the switch over to the Master Key is quite fast. It's really good. It's just as good as a Stakeout. It's a pump action gun, and it's good. And then using that RPG, and then the same perk setup. It's pretty much the same throughout. AK-47, there's not much of a change. This is the same class as my G11 class, but it's just the AK-47 is just a different gun, and I still play a different way in just a different gun. Here's more of a rushing class, MP5K with extended mags, dual pythons, C4, Scavenger Pro. That's pretty much the only difference. Everything, I hate slow reload. I really don't like slow reload. That's why only but one class doesn't have Sleight of Hand Pro, which is this one. Spectra with extended mags and a silencer. Really good. It's really solid, and it's really efficient. And once I have Warlord Pro, I have it on my other account. I was using this class. I just put it down here. And once I do have Warlord Pro, it really works well with Scavenger Pro, because you get to 2 grenades, to 3 flash grenades, and it works really well. And also, while I'm using that Makarov with extended mags, I don't have Sleight of Hand Pro, so I'm not going to reload real fast. But I just pull out that pistol real quick. Hopefully I can finish off whoever I'm in the battle with, reload the pistol, then reload the submachine gun, and go back to work. That's pretty much how it goes. And as you can see, guys, there's 3 perks I use in the first tier, and it's Ghost, Hardline, and Scavenger. And my second, it's pretty much solely Sleight of Hand, and my third perk is pretty much solely Hacker. I only use Marathon for my sniper class just because I want to move around a little bit, and other than that, I pretty much have the most success with this. If it's not Ghost, it's Scavenger or Hotline, and it's Sleight of Hand and Hacker. That's pretty much what I do for perks. But trust me, there's a big difference between how I play with Hardline, between how I play with Scavenger, and between how I play with Ghost. With Ghost, I'm trying to get behind the enemy, behind the enemy. I'm not sitting in a corner. I don't like that. I don't have fun sitting in a corner and doing nothing the whole match and then trying to build up a kill streak. What I try to do is I try to get behind the enemy and get him that way. And this is the Spaz 12 is the best case I can really pick up with. You have to use Ghost with the Spaz 12. You have to. It's almost necessary because it's the only shotgun with a silencer. You use it with Ghost because you can get right behind the enemy and you're silent and you just go right through their whole team pretty much without a problem. You need Ghost. And Sleight of Hand, you can switch that out with Steady Aim Pro, but I just hate slow reloading. That's just pretty much my thing. It's like, even though it's not that slow, it's just I got kind of spoiled, I can almost say, with the fast reload. And pretty much ever since the game came out, I've only used Sleight of Hand. And pretty much since the game came out, this has been how I play. The only changes has really been how I've been using C4 a little bit more lately, and pretty much this is how I play. This is what I use for classes, and I use all these classes on a pretty consistent basis. Sorry about that. The only class I really don't use that often is probably this class and Probably this class. I don't use this one that often, but other than that, most of these classes get used on a decent basis. This one not so much either. But that being said, if you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to see me use a certain class on a certain game mode or whatever, just leave a comment in the section below. I hope you enjoyed these, pretty much this Create-A-Class, setup that I use, all my loadouts, all 10 classes and everything. And hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope you guys maybe learned a few things or two, just kind of how I play and how I use certain guns and certain perks to my advantage, and I make sure I use it to my advantage. So anyways guys, if you liked the video, please like, thumbs up or whatever, and anyways, just have a good day.